We now welcome Frank Siller, who is the chairman and chief executive officer of a terrific organization called Tunnel to Towers. The website is up. Frank, it's an honor to have you with us.
Thank you for having me on, Steve. It means a lot. Anytime I get an opportunity to talk about my brother, his sacrifice he made, and about the foundation so people can join us on our mission, it's a great opportunity. So thank you for doing this.
Talk about your brother, Stephen. Talk about the tragedy of his death, the hero that he was, and the name Tunnel to Towers, please.
Well, my brother was a New York City firefighter. He was married. He was a father of 5. He was the youngest of 7 children himself. He was our little brother. And he was just finished his night tour on Squad 1 in Brooklyn, which is an elite firehouse for firefighters who train to save other firefighters and to be in very intense situations. Well, he was just finished his night tour. He was on his way home to play golf. My brother George, my brother Russ, and myself, the 4 brothers, were going to play around the golf, which we didn't always get an opportunity to do that. So we were really looking forward to the day. But, he heard on his radio scanner that the towers were hit. He turned his truck around, went back to his firehouse, got his gear, drove to the mouth of the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. It was closed for security reasons. So he was faced with a decision, and what do our first responders do? What do our military do all the time is they run towards danger, and that's exactly what he did. He strapped his 60 pounds of gear on his back and ran through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, which is almost 2 miles long, as most New Yorkers know that, and up West Street and to what we believe the South Tower, and went up those stairs, and while saving others, gave up his life. And when we found out what he did, as a family, we wanted to honor his sacrifice and the sacrifice of all these great heroes that day. And that's why we started the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
Tunnel for Towers helps so many family members of those who've given their life in the name of service. What are you doing for those families, and how can people find out more as the website is up? Please, Frank.
Well, so our foundation was doing many things, but in 2009, when the first quadruple amputee that ever survived any war was from Staten Island, where Stephen was born, where I was born, our family grew up, we found out that this young man survived losing 4 limbs. I went down to visit him at Walter Reed Army Medical Center, and while I was down there, I asked him if we could build him a home. And he humbly accepted. And as we were building it, we realized we had to put in all the technology to give him back some of his independence. He lost 4 limbs. He needed a lot of smart technology in that home. And while we were doing it, I said, we have to do this for every catastrophically injured service member in America. And that's what we've been doing. We delivered the first one June 11, 2011, and we've done hundreds and hundreds of them, since. And then in 2014, December 20th, actually is coming up on 20 years.
This program right before that. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Frank.
In 2014, when detectives Lou and Ramos were assassinated in the car just because they wore a blue uniform, we found out they were worried about their mortgages. And on Christmas Eve, I visited their homes and told them that the Tunnel to Towers Foundation were going to pay off their mortgages. So now we do that for every first responder in America, every single one. But that's how it was born.
How the heck do you raise that kind of money, Frank, to have such an extraordinary impact for people and their families?
We do it at $11 at a time. We do it at $11 a time. Go to t2t.org, $11 a month. $11 a month, you could change these guys' lives and these families' lives that are left behind that made the ultimate sacrifice for protecting us. And we do it for Gold Star families as well. Those, veterans, service members that go out and die for us, and they leave a young family behind. We're going to make sure they have a mortgage-free home. And we do, hundreds of them every year, over 1,500 so far. And we're increasing our numbers every year. And now, Steve, I'm sure you know this, but we made a promise in 2022, we're going to eradicate homelessness amongst our veterans. And I use that word eradicate because it's a strong word. It tells exactly what our goal is to eradicate. No veteran should be on the street after serving our country and, and they couldn't assimilate, couldn't go back into society for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. We could need to take care of them, get them off the street, get a roof over their head, and then get them all the comprehensive services they're going to need to assimilate back into society.
As I was watching a Yankee game, and the tunnel to tower is connected to the Yankees and the Mets in New York. But I was watching a Yankee game, the spot came up, and I had seen it 20 times, 30 times, and I said, "You're just sitting here watching this and being moved by it, but doing nothing." And so, like thousands and thousands of others, that do the $11 again, Frank. Remind people.
$11 a month. Go to T2T.org. The number 2T.org stands for Tunnel to Towers, obviously, and it's $11 a month. Most people can do that. And that's why we ask for, we're 9/11 Foundation. We're born from my brother's sacrifice. $11 a month. And, we have so many people that have joined us on that. And that's why we keep this promise that we're going to pay off every mortgage in America. If you die for us, we're going to take care of your family left behind. You die in the line of duty.
Frank, the annual 5K run held every September, it retraces your brother Stephen's steps on 9/11. It started out in 2002, 1,100 participants. There are over 30,000 participants now?
No, 40,000. It's over 40,000 in the rain this year. It's always the last Sunday in September. But here's the thing, Steve, and I want people to understand this. That run is so much more than just a run about my brother. It's about my brother to me, because, that's why we started it. But we have 1,000 teams that put their own family. Some of them are 9/11 families, some are Gold Star families, some are fallen first responders that died since 9/11. A lot of them died of 9/11 illnesses, and we honor them all. We honor them all because we are about never forgetting, always remembering the sacrifice that was made, just not on 9/11, the sacrifice that's made every single day since 9/11. And that's what we do with this annual run every year. And it's very spectacular. 2,500 West Point cadets run in cadence. We feed them all. I call it the miracle of the loaves and fishes. I get all my firefighter buddies on the street. We have hamburgers, hot dogs, spare ribs, you name it. We do it because we want to celebrate their lives. We want to remember, but we want to celebrate their lives as well.
Frank Siller, Chairman and CEO of an extraordinary organization, Tunnel to Towers. Go on the website, find out more. Frank, you honor us, as I said before. We wish you all the best. You have an open invitation. All the best, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. God bless.
You got it. Same to you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato is a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 30 years in public broadcasting. Funding has been provided by Wells Fargo, the Fidelco Group, PSC&G, EJI Excellence in Medicine Awards, the Russell Berry Foundation, the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, New Jersey's Clean Energy Program, and by New Jersey Children's Foundation. Promotional support provided by Insider NJ, and by New Jersey Monthly.
The New Jersey Board of Public Utilities offers programs to help New Jersey residents save money and energy so we can all participate in making a cleaner and healthier New Jersey. Our free Comfort Partners program helps income-qualified residents create a more comfortable home with energy-efficient upgrades, which can help reduce your bills. And our Community Solar program can help you save on your utility bills, even if you don't have an appropriate roof for solar. Learn more at nj.gov/BPU.